Hello, hello, hello. I'm DJ Sam I Am, and you're listening to WNTN LP FM Sewanee 93.1, 103.1, and streaming live on sasradio.org. We are the voice of the mountain, and I'm joined here with
Mr. Short.
Now, Mr. Short, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do for the school and your roles on campus.
Yeah, so I joined SAS 12 years ago as a sixth grade humanities teacher, but for the last decade, one of my main projects has been to expand and deepen all things outdoor related. So, about 5 years ago, I became the outdoor education coordinator, and we launched a whole lot of exciting initiatives. Everything from getting this new building that we'll discuss today off the ground, and the Cumberland Scholars Program, which is a graduation pathway. So, I'd say that other than being a teacher, my main focus on campus is getting students outdoors in a variety of settings.
So, our new building is called the Outdoor Learning Complex. Could you give us a brief description of what it's for?
Yeah, absolutely. So, two of our largest outdoor program features would be the climbing team and the mountain bike team. And so, this new building primarily houses those two large and pretty successful programs. So, the mountain biking team is a varsity sport here at SAS. We compete in the National Interscholastic Cycling Association, NICA. So, we compete, it's the whole state of Tennessee. So, there are about 30 teams, and we've been competing in that for a long time. And so we have a middle school team, a high school team. We race. Students train in the off season. So about 50% of the building is targeted towards our biking programs. And then the other main chunk of the building is a brand new bouldering wall, a climbing wall. And so we have a climbing team in the winter that can be both competitive or non-competitive. And we have climbing club open gym nights that are every Monday, Thursday night throughout the whole year, where students and even community members can come and climb and build community. And then in addition to that, there's a gear room to support backpacking, caving trips, things like that, and some bathrooms and a pump track just adjacent to the building, which is a fun feature primarily for mountain bikes, but again, it's kind of a community hub. It can be used by skateboarders, rollerbladers, just about anything with wheels in a safe manner to help students build skills.
So, previous climbing activities, we'd have stuff in the old theater as well as in the climbing gym. How exactly do you feel that this has improved our current situation?
Yeah, so to non-climbers, this might seem kind of odd, but climbing season throughout the entire Southeast is really in the winter time. And that partially has to do with temperatures. You may be familiar that climbers use chalk on their hands to kind of have better friction. And cold temperatures are basically the same. They accomplish the same goal. They help you have better skin contact against the rock. So winter is when SAS has a climbing program. The downside of winter, of course, is that sometimes it's just too cold to be outside, or we get a lot of fog and rain. And so in the past, our climbing team has mostly been about climbing outside. We would get in a bus, we would go to cliff faces and boulders all around the plateau. But when you have a week or two of bad conditions, that would kind of limit us and force us to either be on a small training board that was in the old theater or the old climbing shed, which was a great space for training students up. It was just really small and really outdated. And as our team grew from 8 students to 16 and now 20 to 24 students, we just didn't have the indoor space to host practices when we can't get outside. So the new building is not only, a lot larger, can accommodate more people. It's got modern holds, modern setting, a better wall design than what we had before. But we're still going to use it to try to get students outside. Climbing outdoors is the goal, but in order to do that, you have to have a place to practice. And so this new facility will allow our climbers to progress more quickly, to train on those wet or cold days. And I think the most exciting feature is that the wall is designed for all levels of climber. So I think students that are brand new to the sport will still have fun and make progress, whereas just starting out climbing outside like we did in previous years was a little intimidating, a little bit of a barrier of entry to the sport. So I would anticipate that our climbing program will continue to be large and maybe even continue to grow as more and more students feel comfortable in this new space. falling, climbing, and just having fun with their friends.
So, what would you say would be your favorite part of that outdoor learning complex?
I mean, as someone who's been climbing since middle school myself, the climbing wall is just incredible. It's being able to go in there and design my own routes and problems for the students, getting to work with a new wall and new holds. It's just a really special opportunity that few people get. And so, you can go into a climbing gym in Chattanooga or Nashville, but there are so many other people, and you obviously don't get to control where the holds go on the wall. So, having a space like that our students and teachers can kind of collaboratively design to meet our needs is really special. So, I love climbing. I've been doing it for a long time, and the climbing wall is just really spectacular. But I will add that the pump track outside of the building, that's a paved asphalt pump track for mountain biking, is it's also kind of starting to become my new favorite. My own kids that are 4 and 7 like to ride it. My middle school mountain bikers ride it. It's just a really fun way to get some exercise in and to learn skills on your mountain bike that would be a little too intimidating to learn on a rocky trail.
And our last question, what are your goals with the outdoor learning complex in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes outdoor programming can become a kind of a niche part of any school, whether that's a high school or a college, and so it can be a space where students feel well, hopefully feel welcome, but once they're a part of it, it can kind of become like any other club or sport, and maybe can feel a little bit clicky. And I think at SAS we really try to not be that way. So I envision this space. My goal has always been to bring as many people into these outdoor settings as possible, even if it's not going to become their main club, their main sport, their main passion. I don't want students to feel like they either do or don't belong in the outdoor scene. I want everybody to try it once or twice, or say, okay, climbing wasn't my thing, but let me try biking or let me try caving. So I see this building as the school's commitment to all outdoor programs, and I see that commitment reaching as many students on our campus of all ages, of all abilities as possible. Um, and we've already seen that with climbing club. We've seen students that did not show up in the past show up. We've been filling up the building on Monday, Thursday nights. So yeah, my hope is that not only will it cement the programs that we've had for the last decade, but that it will allow us to grow those programs and draw new students who otherwise would not have participated into this amazing world of outdoor education and recreation.
Well, thank you for joining us here at WNTN. We definitely appreciate your time, and be sure to keep it tuned for more fun interviews.